everybody, it's Mo from Cooking with Mo and Deb, and it's been a little while, but I'm going to make some guacamole tonight. I got these wonderful avocados when I was at Sam's Club the other day, and they're just ripe, and I need to make some guacamole with them. So we have a short little video out there somewhere in Facebook land that you can watch for this same recipe, but we've never stopped and taken the time to make a full-length video. So here we go. Here's what we need for our guacamole. And as you see, I'm wearing my jalapeno peppers and my chili peppers apron. That usually means I'm either making salsa or I'm fixing a Mexican dish. So here's what we're gonna need for our guacamole. You're gonna need 3 to 4 ripe avocados, and I had 4, and I've already got one in the bowl. You're gonna need 2 Roma tomatoes, or any kind of tomato you have. I like to use Roma. You're gonna need a 1/4 cup of cilantro. And I am not a huge fan of cilantro, so I cut it a little bit short. That's not quite a 1/4 cup. You need a 1/2 cup of chopped onion, chopped very small, very fine. And then I've already told you about the cilantro. Oh, important ingredient. Jalapeno peppers. I've got 2 jalapenos. I may just use 1. We'll see what it looks like when I get them chopped up. And I believe that's it, y'all. Salt and pepper, of course. So I'm gonna start out by showing you how I cut my avocados. And these are quite ripe. They're not turning brown yet, which is a good thing, but they're so ripe that they just peel right apart, and that seed is just popping right out. Now, they don't always do that. Sometimes you have to really pry that seed out of there. But look there, that shell just peels right off there real nice. All right. So getting those peeled. Do y'all like avocados? Do you like to just eat them plain with a little salt on them? I do, I love them. So when I was a young person just starting out in the grocery business, I worked in a grocery store and I worked in the produce department. I was about 19 years old and I had never eaten an avocado, believe it or not. We just never had those at my house growing up. And so part of our orientation for working in that produce department, I'll cut this little brown spot out, was you had to attend what they called produce school. So here I was, 19 years old, learning all about produce. And for the first time in my life, I was able to sample fruits and vegetables that I had never tried. And one of them was an avocado. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really like them. I was like, why bother? I just don't see that they have any flavor. I don't really like them. But I have grown to love them. So I guess I've acquired it. Look how easy this is coming out. But let me show you what I normally do to get those seeds out when they're stuck in there tight. I take my big old knife and I give it a whack, twist it, and it pops right out. Now, am I gonna get over the... Okay, it's stuck on the knife, y'all, and my hands are slippery. Okay, here we go. So, this is the last one I'm peeling, but these are so easy to peel, y'all. They're not always this easy. Peel it. I don't use a knife on mine unless I have to cut out a brown spot or something. And there you go. I'm gonna wash my hands because they are slimy. Okay, so we've got our avocados ready to mash. Excuse me. I use the Pampered Chef mix and chop because I don't like mine whipped up like you get in some Mexican restaurants. I like chunky guacamole. So I'm just going in and just giving them a good mash there, like that. Nothing serious at this point. All right. Now, first thing I'm gonna add is a little salt and pepper. Because one thing avocados need, and that is salt. Be careful not to add too much. I'll taste it later and see if I need more. Going in with some pepper. Fresh ground pepper is the best, y'all. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna grab me a spoon here. And stir it good. I don't know why I got that big spoon. All right, so I'm stirring in my salt and pepper. Good, good, good. All right, next, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my cilantro. I have chopped it as fine as I could, but it's still not all that fine. All right, going in with my chopped onion. Give it a stir. It's really good. I can't wait. It's smelling good. Okay, I'm gonna sit this aside while I chop up my tomatoes. These are just 2 Roma tomatoes that I'm gonna slice really thin. And I do love Roma tomatoes. And they're even good in the wintertime. You know, a lot of wintertime tomatoes are not that good, but Romas seem to have that same flavor year round to me. I mean, of course, they're better homegrown, but what's not better homegrown, right? Everything is better homegrown. And I'm just chopping these up, dicing them, I guess you would say, in about a diced size. Don't want too big of chunks in there, okay? And if I could get the avocado seed off my big knife, I would be using that, but I'm using a smaller knife because I don't want to go to the trouble right now to do that. I don't want this to be on Deb's blooper reel that she is working on. We got some funny bloopers coming up, y'all. It's amazing how many funny things happen when you're cooking in the kitchen. A lot of funny things happen, especially when you're cooking with friends. All right, so there's my tomatoes. I'm gonna just put them in here. Gotta cut up my jalapenos. Actually, I think I am just gonna put the one in there. All right, and what I do with my jalapenos is cut off the end and then slice it down the middle like that. And then I very carefully take my knife and just cut out that center, the seeds and the membrane. And it's not gonna hurt you if you get a seed or 2 in there, because all that's gonna do is add flavor and heat. It does add some heat when you put in the seeds and the membranes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut these up really small. And you know what? I think I may use my chopper on this to get them good and chopped. And I won't have to touch it so much. Have you ever burned your hands with an jalapeno pepper? It does not feel good. My sister and I were making stuffed jalapeno shrimp, let's see, bacon wrapped shrimp jalapenos. You put in a shrimp and half of an jalapeno, wrap it with bacon, skewer it, and then put it on the grill. Y'all, they're delicious. But we made them for her daughter's wedding reception, and we made like 150 of them. And I don't know why we didn't have on gloves, but we didn't, and we burned our hands so bad. So here we go. Learn our lesson. So there is our 1 chopped jalapeno. All right, and it is going in to our guacamole. If y'all don't have one of these little scrapers from Pampered Chef, they're great. They get everything up. It's like a squeegee. Is that what they're called? Squeegees? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and stir in the jalapeno and the tomatoes. Get that onion stirred up in there good. Y'all, it's looking really good. Now, you might be wondering what's left. Here's something that is important if you're making fresh guacamole. Hold on while I wash my hands. Again. And that is, a lime. Gotta have a lime. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll it and get the juices where I can squeeze some juice out of them. I'm going to squeeze half of a lime in there. So this adds flavor, but it also helps to keep your guacamole from not turning brown very quickly. I mean, it's going to anyway with, you know, exposure to air and just time, but it's less likely to with all that good lime juice in it to keep the color. All right, now there's one thing missing, and I'm gonna have to run into my pantry and get some chips. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm back. Okay, the true test is called the taste test. So let's try this guacamole. You want to know what Tink calls guacamole? Grass. So here we go. It doesn't need anything. It's perfect, just as it is. Okay, so y'all, make you some good old guacamole. Look at that, isn't that pretty? So good, y'all. So the next time you have a Mexican night at your house, go and buy a bag of those good old avocados and make you some guacamole. See y'all later. Bye.